Hello and welcome to GBR. You find today racing with the guys from the MRC in the GTTCC Season 21. This is round 2 for the elite drivers. As you can see here at the top, we are at Sardegna. This is the C layout in reverse, so not a very common racetrack being used. It's not very long either for these cars, but after 10 minutes of qualifying, Staffy in his Mazda with his livery now up to scratch, racing for RSPCA and Infinity, puts it on pole. In second place we have ADG, been promoted from Sergeant League, absolutely blitzed the field in that one, so been promoted up to the next one up, and he's racing for Helpful Heroes and LG. In third place we have The Crow, racing for Macmillan and Samsung in the G70. In fourth place we have Eugenio, and no sponsors on there or charities, is there? Nope, just Club 100. So yeah, obviously he'll have to update his livery for this one. He starts in fourth in the Genesis. In fifth place we have Ginge in another G70, racing for Cancer Research and Golf. In sixth place, surprise, another G70. It is Mark, racing for Pepsi and British Heart Foundation. In seventh place we've got Golden in the Ferrari, racing for SADS and Texaco. And in eighth, last but not least, we have Baza in the Jag. He's racing for the National Autistic Society and PlayStation. So yeah, only 8 drivers for this one, but let's get these guys going for this half an hour race. Here, as you can see, track map on the top right, very small, 5 lights, and away we go. ADG, very slow start off the line there, absolutely swamped by the G70s. As we come down towards the first corner, Crow's been able to jump up into first place. Eugenio looks like he's going to try and go around the outside here of this right-hand hairpin. As everyone get through cleanly? Yes, they do. Little bit of argy-bargy, it looked like, on the mid-apex, but the front two already trying to check out just from turn 1. But yeah, ADG down to 7th place at the moment. Eugenio did make that move, stick around the outside of the Crow, but the two Genesis at the front, followed by another one in third place. Staffy down to 4th as well from pole. See if he can make anything work in that Mazda here. He's obviously had a good lap here for pole to beat all the Genesis, same as ADG in his VW Scirocco. But it looks like that gap between Ginge and Crow has, yeah, it looks like Crow's just dropped off a little bit from Eugenio there, and allowed Ginge and Staffy to come up. Staffy's going to go for the move, is he? No, Ginge goes for a late defensive block in towards turn 1, and gets that move, well, keeps that place ahead of Staffy. 5th place there for Mark in the Genesis. Baza there in 6th place, just ahead of ADG, who's looking this way and that as we're coming up through this twisty S's section. Really can't go side by side, and if you do, you've got to have a lot of faith in the other driver not to put it into the wall. But Ginge there goes wide, coming out of that right hander. Is it going to allow Staffy? No, Staffy's lost a position, so I don't know if there's a little bit of contact between the two of them, but no, Staffy's going to keep it ahead of Mark. Baza, optimistic, and goes for the move upside of Mark, but now he's in between the Genesis and the Scirocco, and it looks like that Jag has not got the legs to keep up with them two cars. Absolutely flew past him, and will Bazza keeps 7th place ahead of Mark, but will Mark get the drive around the outside? Looks like Mark's going to get the drive around the outside. Bazza's going to have to slip in behind. Stay in 7th place there for Bazza. Out front, Johinio and Crow, they've just got a nice little gap at the moment over Ginge and Staffy. Must be about 2 seconds between 2nd and 3rd. Crow not really letting Johinio get away too much. He probably just gave him a little bit of room so he can see the apexes of the corner. ADG there up to 5th place now, so making his way through the field as we go, but it looks like Staffy's going to go side by side here with Ginge. He must have had a good exit. Did Staffy out the last corner, across the line we go to already start lap 4. 3 minutes into the race, so yeah, it really is a short track in this one, but Staffy gets that move now ahead of Ginge. But it's allowed ADG and Mark to get in on this battle for 3rd place as we're coming back up through the hill here, or the S's here. But yeah, this is really where the battle is. Bazza has dropped off, and Golden Brownie, Ferrari, clearly not doing what he would like to do around this track, just not doing. Oh, and Ginge, he's off. Yeah, he's just driven straight off out with the right-hander, and that slowed him right down. He's got front left damage and bumper, so he's now going to be slow for about half a lap, I would say, because only being 30 seconds. 30 seconds for the repair of damage and a minute lap, pretty much. So that'll be at least round probably turn 1 for Ginge, but that's dropped him down now to 7th place. Probably going to be a struggle to try and catch up to where he was in 4th place, yeah, because he was just behind Staffy. So this 4-way battle for 3rd is now down to 3. But will they try and work together to catch up to the 2 that have just started to run away a little bit at the moment? What was the lap times? 57.4, 57.6, 57.8. So Staffy quickest on track at the moment. I know Johinio's got the bus level 57.1, but that was what, lap 3. So yeah, but Johinio's not really had anyone to worry about at the moment. He's probably been out in front since the exit of turn 1. Crow not far behind. Staffy there in 3rd, ADG in 4th, so these two are working their way back up the field. Mark there in 5th, he's going to hang on to the tailcoats of ADG in front of him. See if he can move up a little bit come the end of the race, maybe, if he can look after them tyres, because obviously ADG and Staffy both in FF cars. They're going to wear their front tyres out a lot quicker than everyone else, so are they going to slowly drift to the back of the pack at the end of the race? We don't know. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. But Staffy there, 57.2, 57.2, 57.4, 57.5, so they're catching a couple attempts a lap. 3rd and 4th, and looks like Crow's just got the better of Johinio on lap times as well at the moment. So Johinio will be under threat from Crow, I reckon, maybe the end of this next lap. Yeah, 47.6, 47.4 again from Crow, 47.4 from Staffy, so gained a fraction of a second that time round. AG of 57.2, so he's got a couple attempts up on Staffy. Mark's just, as I say, hanging on to the tailpipes of ADG in 5th place there. Bazza in 6th, he's just dropped off from this battle for 3rd. Just can't seem to look at the lap times. 57.5 his fastest, where these guys are 57.2s and 57.3s, so maybe he just hasn't got the car up to the right settings that he would like to really push it. To have seen it is a little bit slower on the straights, especially down this main straight. The rest of it is all fairly tight and twisty. Golden Brownie there, he's just not been able to keep up with anyone at the moment. Sets his fastest lap of the race, 57.7. But even then, it's still 2 tenths slower than Ginge last time round. Ooh, Bazza getting Larry on the grass out of the exit of turn 1 there. It's going to allow Ginge to close right up to the bumper of the Jag. As we're coming up through the S's, is Ginge going to go for the move? No, he's not. Probably wise just to sit behind through this last part of the lap and just use the power of the Genesis to power on past that Jag down the start finish straight. Stay with them. Yeah, 'cause it looks like everyone is still. ADG's close to Staffy as well, so ADG's going to pull out to the right of that Mazda as we cross the line. It looks like Ginger's a bit too far behind Bazza this time round, but Staffy, I think ADG had to take avoiding action there not to clip the rear end of Staffy, but they're side by side on the exit of turn 1. But it looks like Staffy's just going to be able to hold off the fast charging Scirocco as we come up through the S's once again. You couldn't even see where ADG was there. He's so close to the rear end of Staffy. But it looks like the Crow has caught up to the rear end of Juninho now as well. So there's battles, kind of a couple of battles going on here. It's going to be hard to know where to look, but it looks like the Crow is, he's not close enough, I don't think, coming up to turn 1. Staffy and ADG, their two are fairly close. Hopefully you might get another good camera angle and we can see down this main straight to see if Bazza and Ginger are side by side, but ADG's going to have to sit behind. Bazza still got Ginger behind him. Bazza goes out wide. Looks like Ginger's going to go for the move up the inside, is he? I think Bazza didn't want to defend too much, just going to work with Ginger to see if he can try and catch up to the guys battling for 3rd place. Golden Brownie there just off at the back, but Mark seems to have just dropped off the rear end tyre wear. He's got more tyre wear on that front left than the 2 FFs, so really burning through that front left tyre is Mark, but Staffy holding off ADG, doing a really good job at the moment. Same with Juninho and Crow. Lap times got a bit quicker for Juninho up to lap 7, and they have to start to slow down a little bit now. And Crow there, he's just not been able to, because what's the lap times? 57.6, 57.6, so yeah, and to have kind of like equaled themselves out now on the lap times for the first, what are we on now? 10, we've done 10 laps already. We have 10 minutes over the race gone. Staffy there, he's still holding off ADG. Staffy's gone purple through sector 1, there's only 2 sectors here, so with being such a short lap. ADG doing a bit of grass cutting there out of the right hand exit through that penalty gate. So that's just going to give him dirty tyres now for probably nearly a good half a lap, maybe 3/4. With how long it takes some of these cars to clean their tyres, especially being an FF, them rear tyres are just not going to clean themselves for the whole race probably, because you can see they've not even really been worn compared to the front of the car. But yeah, the tyres seem to be holding off fairly well. I think it's because there's not really many fast corners, but it looks like Crow, he's really pushing on. Yeah, them two 57.2s last time round. Staffy, he went faster, so he was purple through sector 1 and he kept that going to the end of the lap. So at 57.0, 2 tenths he caught up to Crow and Juninho, and he is on a flyer at the moment. He's really catching up to these guys in front. They were about 2.5 or so in front, and they really seem to have had a slow lap, because Staffy's just left that battle for 3rd place and he's now in the battle for 1st. As we come across, see what the lap times here is for Juninho and Crow and Staffy. So 57.8, 57.9, 58.1 and 56.9, so over a second caught up that lap from Staffy. So absolutely nailed it, where obviously Crow's struggling to potentially get past Juninho and just slowing him and backing him up to Staffy now behind. So I reckon if ADG and Mark can push on, they might be able to make this a 5-way battle for first place. Ginge there in 6th. He's been able to break away a little bit from Bazza there in 7th place. And Golden Brownie there in 8th place. So just not the track for this car, but the battle, and we will stay with it, is these 5 at the front, because the other 3 seem to just have a little bit of a gap between them, unless I see anything happen on the timing board on the left hand side. We won't go back to them that much, but Eugenio Staffy's gone for the move up the inside. Let's just jump on board with Staffy and see. There we go, that's the one I wanted. As we come across to start lap 14, he pulls to the right hand side of the Crow, and the speed of that Mazda, even though Crow's in Eugenio's slipstream, just can't keep with the Mazda as we're going into turn 1. And that's going to be Staffy up to second place now. And now he's going to try and probably push on to try and get Eugenio in first. And with his pace that he's currently got at the moment, he's really going to try and... I thought Crow was going to go for a move there up the inside. Oh, Eugenio, what's happened to Eugenio? Where's he gone? He's gone into the wall. Did he just get it wide on the exit here? Let's have a look from the top of the car. As we've gone through this right-hander, yeah, just a tiny bit wide onto the gravel, touched the grass, and that's going to spin him right into the barrier. And now that's dropped him out of that battle for first place at the moment. Ginger's gone past him. He's got only front end damage, so he's got away with that one lightly. Not to catch any more in the barrier, but yeah, now it's dropped Eugenio down to 6th place. And so now it's just going to be a battle of 4 for the lead. It looks like Mark's dropped off the pace, 57.0 to ADG's 57.1. So no, look, to be fair, I think it was ADG just absolutely nailed that lap. Pro there, 57.9 and a 57.6 for Staffy. So a 5-way battle for first is now just down to a 3-way battle with just over half of the race to go. So it'd be interesting to see if Mark can catch up to these guys and make it a 4-way battle, but I don't think he's potentially got the pace at the moment. What's his tyre wear like? Yeah, it's probably the worst of the top 4 as well, so he's going to really struggle to I think keep up with these guys. But there's a battle going on there. Bazza and Eugenio there going to be battling for 6th and 7th. Yeah, Eugenio tyre where the front left is absolutely gone. Probably the worst of everyone, to be fair. But ADG there looked like he was going to have a little move up the inside of Staffy there for turn 1. Can't get it done. It's giving Staffy a little bit of breathing room now, and Crow's going to be there lurking to see if he can get up alongside ADG. Can't do it, can the Crow? So what I'm going to quickly do, if only for one lap, is do a quick lap guide from Staffy. The front of the back. Crow there's gone for a move up the inside, but I don't think it's made it work, so I'll just jump on board with Staffy here. I'll go from... yeah, I'll stick with this camera angle. As we cross the line, we can see in the rear view mirror there ADG and Crow. Obviously we want to get as far to the left on the pit exit as we can as we come up to the hairpin first corner here, and then you boot it out coming down this hill. Just a series of left and right S's, and you start to then go back up the hill, kind of crossover from other tracks as well, and then this right kink up here, and then you blind kind of on the top of this hill into this right hander. It gets it nicely on the exit there on that left hand curb, and then we've got another little chicane here into the braking zone of the last corner. Probably I would think it's the trickiest corner on the track for this race. Well, it's two, the top one, the right hander at the top of the hill and the last corner. Probably the two trickiest ones, but it looks like Staffy's been absolutely blistering on that lap. Yeah, and he's pulled a huge gap over ADG, a 57.1 to a 57.77 for ADG. So 6/10 Staffy pulled out on that lap. So he's just nailing everything at the moment, is Staffy. He had obviously a slow start off the line, same as ADG, but them two have worked their way back through the field. So looks like it's going to be a battle now for second place. And I have just noticed Bazza, wrong button. What's happened with Bazza? Oh, Bazza's in the he's got on the gravel. He's got on the gravel, and that's spun his car right round. A nice little recovery spin there for Bazza. That's dropped him down to, wrong button again, 8th place. So he's got to do that work again. He was fairly close behind Jahinio, so he was keeping pace with Jahinio. What was Jahinio doing? Yeah, 58, and he's just gone off wide there on that right hander at the top of the hill again. And yeah, Bazza was pretty much matching his lap times as well. So yeah, Bazza could have potentially, if he stuck with Jahinio, made that one work to potentially get Ginge in 5th if they caught up. Obviously there's a few gaps now. If you look at that top right, you've got Ginge, Jahinio, Golden and Bazza all fairly spread out, but the man at the moment is Staffy out in 1st place. He's got about 2.5, maybe 2 to ADG there, I think. Yeah, about 2.5 to, yeah. At the moment, so he's just out of the slipstream is ADG. Oh, that's Staffy behind. And obviously, these FFs are fast in a straight line, but obviously they just slowly burn their tyres out. Staffy's tyres are a little bit worse off than ADG. Crow there, probably about the same as Staffy, only on the front. Obviously, the rears for the two FFs is absolutely nothing. Mark there, his front left is the worst of the 4 in 4th place. Ginge, his tyres aren't good. Jahinio, he's nearly halfway through his front left tyre with we've got 11.5 minutes to go as well. So yeah, Jahinio is really pushing that front left. Golden Brownie tyre there fairly even all around, and Bazza there, his front left, not looking great, but yeah, they're all going to make it without having to pit. But looks like the battle for 3rd place is hotting up between Crow and Mark here, both in the Genesis. Crow's kind of like pretty much been in this position for the majority of the race. He was in 2nd, and then obviously Staffy and ADG have come past him, and then Jahinio had his little spin as well, so he's just kind of been 2nd and 3rd for the majority of the race as Crow, but doing well so far. And so just got over 10 minutes left of the race, so if he can keep that, it's not too bad. Probably what he was expecting after the qualifying, with the two up in front of him having a blistering qualifying. Ginge there in 5th. Has he been catching up? It looks like he has. 57, pretty much a 57.5 on average for the last 10 laps. And Mark's been mid to high 57, he had that 58, but yeah, he's been probably about 57.5 as well. So yeah, all these guys pace. Ginger's been a bit up and down, low 57s and then low 58s, but yeah, it shows you how even it is between all these guys, especially at the front. Obviously guys at the back are a bit struggling, a bit on pace it seems. Yeah, ADG's even 2 tenths off from Staffy's fastest lap as well. But it seems like Crow's been able to just break away a little bit from Mark on that lap. Did ADG catch up that time? Yes, he did. 4 tenths he's caught up. But he did lose 5 tenths the lap before. So the gap between these two staying pretty even. So ADG obviously been promoted last round. after winning both races with fastest lap and the pole. So yeah, it was only right to put him up to the next division, and proving himself here, running in second place at the moment. So yeah, clearly fast enough to be running in the elite division for this season. Crow there, did he? Pretty much the same time. Yeah, Staffy pulled out a couple of attempts. Really, so hard to tell if it is a couple of attempts on track. It's a blink of an eye, and that is a couple of attempts between them. Yeah, Crow there just lost a little bit. Mark lost a little bit as well. Ginge there lost a tiniest fraction, 400ths between him and Mark, so gaps pretty much stayed the same between the top 5. Eugenio there, just like he's struggling a little bit on his tyres. He's now into the higher 57s. Golden there, he's just been in the 58s and 59s, just can't even get into the 57. I think he had 1 or 2 laps earlier on. And Bazza, he's pretty much the same as well, just struggling to get into the 57s, let alone get into a 56 like Staffy has. So yeah, definitely not the right cars for the track is the Jag and the Ferrari. But back to the front we go with, what have we got, 7 minutes to go, so we reckon we'll probably get about 31 laps for this race. We'll have to find out on it. Even though I ran the race, I cannot remember how many laps we've done. It seems like far too many. Looks like everyone at the front here has just slowly spread out a little bit. We have a nice chaotic start to the race of everyone swapping and changing positions, and then everyone seems to have found their groove now in their position, and just probably waiting to see if anyone in front of them has a little mistake. Obviously we've seen a few people go wide there, Crow going wide on the exit of turn 1, but that one shouldn't be too bad. You're not really going to lose much speed just touching the grass there on the exit. Mark there, he's a tiny bit slower, but Crow was a little bit faster. Yeah, Staffy a tiny bit faster as well than ADG, so yeah, Staffy just opening up that gap to second place. Couple of attempts a lap, which obviously is more than what he needs to do. All he'll want to do is just stay in that first place until that checkered flag comes out in 6 minutes time, as they start lap 26. Once again, Ginge in 5th place there. Yeah, he is catching up to Mark, but I don't know if there's going to be enough time for Ginge. His tyres are a lot better than Mark, so that'll be why he's probably catching up, and they're a little bit better than Crow as well, so the Genesis might be good for all-rounder, but obviously the tyre wear seems to be a little bit higher than some. Golden Brownie there in 7th. He's been caught by Bazza hand over fist. About half a second a lap, I would think. Yeah, about half a second, about a second the last time around, so not too sure if Golden had an issue on lap 25, but looks like Bazza, he's pushing on to try and get that 7th spot away from Golden Brownie. But coming up, start finish straight once again for the front 4. It's going to be the front 5 soon. I think Ginge is 57.8. Yeah, a couple of attempts again from Ginge over Mark, but there is, what was time wise, about 2 and a bit seconds between them, so if at that pace he's going to need another 10 laps. Ooh, Mark getting a little bit hilary there on the right over the hill. That's just going to drop him a little bit closer to Ginge and a bit further away from the Crow in 3rd. ADG and Staffy, another 10th for Staffy, ADG, but Staffy was slower on lap 25 by 3 tenths, so ADG really hasn't given up on pushing Staffy here for this win. He really wants to mark his dominance on the GTCC, getting wins in different divisions. But at the moment, it looks like Staffy's going to try and stop him from doing that. 57.6, 57.4, a couple of tenths closer this time around. 57.7. So yeah, I think Crow's just going to be settling for third place. Yeah, 59.2. That'll be from that mistake that Mark had just there a lap ago. But a skilled driver forgets his mistakes and just pushes on through the next time round. He should have enough tyre, but it's really not looking good. Ginger's got half a tyre left, where Mark's only got about 30%. Ginger's gone for the move up the inside of the last corner. Probably would have been best to wait to get him on turn 1, because he just dropped a couple of car lengths now, has Ginge, as we come across 58.1 to 58.2. So Ginge actually lost time to Mark that time round. It looks like Bazza and Golden are fairly close, so a little bit of swap for 7th place here between the two of them. Jahenia there in 6th place. He's not really been able to do much after that spin that he had. He's just had to be content with finishing in 6th place by the looks of it, but these two not close enough at the moment. But Staffy and AGG, they're just coming onto the start finish straight, where Golden and Bazza have just come off it, so there really isn't much gap between last and first. And it looks like Staffy's going to keep ahead of ADG, and it looks like there's a battle brewing between Mark and Ginge here now. Is Ginge going to go for the move up towards the first corner? He thinks about it, probably trying to just get into Mark's mirrors there, just to try and put him off into the braking zone. Mark was not distracted, and he carries on going forward. Going to try and keep Ginge behind him as best he can for probably the last, what we on, 31, maybe get to 32, depending on when they cross the line. But Ginge's gone for the move up the inside there of the right hander at the top of the hill. He's on the inside now for the next right hander. I think Mark's going to have to concede this position to Ginge with only 2 laps of the race to go. It's unfortunate there for Mark, but when your tyres are not looking pretty, not much that you can do about it. But yeah, they should get on to, it's going to be close if they get on to the last lap with the guys up in front. I've just noticed there, Staffy in second. What's happened to Staffy? Must have been a mistake by himself, because ADG's not close to him. Oh yeah, he's just running deep. That could just be the tyre wear kicking in. AGG's tyre wear is good, but that's Staffy now down to 2nd place. He was doing so well for Staffy to keep ahead of ADG. All he had to do was pretty much 2 more laps of this track, and he would have had his win here at Sardinia. But ADG absolutely buzzing now. He's got a couple second gap over Staffy with 1 and a bit laps to go. I see there on a time and go. Bazza's just got past Golden Brownie as well as we enter on the final lap. But we'll see if ADG gets round to start another one. Yes, he will. We've still got 10 seconds to go, so I'll just flick through the guys as they cross the line to see where they finish. Staffy there in 2nd, Crow 3rd. Ginge, will he start another lap? Yes, he will, but Mark does not get on to lap 32 to finish it, but Mark will finish in 5th place there. Jahenia there, a bit unfortunate, middle race there, just with that spin, but will finish in 6th place. Bazza and Golden. Bazza's been able to catch up and get past Golden as they come up towards the line. Bazza there having a little weave there, and they're both going to have a little spin, looks like, as they cross the line. 7th and 8th there for Bazza and Golden. But ADG, not the greatest start that he would have wanted, dropping back down to about 5th or 6th place, but he's worked his way through. He's got himself back up into 1st place. Bit of luck on his side for this one, but he will win round 2, race 1 at Sardinia. Staffy there, unfortunate to finish in 2nd place. Crow will finish in 3rd and Ginge will finish in 4th. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button, and until next time, bye bye.